Hi everyone. Um, I know it's almost 9 p.m. I'm sorry. I was planning on, actually for the first time in a long time, not making a video today because I've had a really, bad day with my stomach and, well, just everything. But not so much my stomach disease. A part of it is, but another part is I'm bleeding and I'm bleeding from my bowels really bad. And it's been about 4 days now, and it just seems to be getting, worse and bleeding more every day. But anyway, it was causing me to have really severe stomach pains and cramps today, all day. But I took a Tylenol and some of my stomach cramp medicine. So I just took them probably about a half hour ago. Excuse me. So hopefully, they've kicked in a little bit. My stomach's not cramping like really bad right now, so it's eased up a lot right now. I mean, it's still, it's still feel like just really bloated and nauseous and just sick. I don't know how to explain it. I just feel sick. But it was better. It's better right now since I just had them pills than it was earlier today. So I thought I would get on here and do your guys' Bible reading for today. So we're going to begin with John 6, 1 through 21. Oh, sorry about that. I don't know why my nose keeps itching. After this, Jesus went to the farther side of the Sea of Galilee, that is, the Sea of Tiberias. And a great crowd was following him, because they had seen the signs which he continually performed upon those who were sick. As Jesus walked up the mountainside and sat down there with his disciples, now the Passover feast of the Jews was approaching. Jesus looked up then, and seeing that a vast multitude was coming toward him, he said to Philip, "Where are we to buy bread, so that all these people may eat?" But he said this to test him, for he knew what he was about to do. Philip answered him, 200 pennies, which is $40, worth of bread is not enough that everyone may receive even a little. Another of his disciples, Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, said to him, "There is a little boy here who has with him 5 barley loaves and 2 small fish, but what are they among so many people?" Jesus said, "Make all the people sit down on the ground." And the ground was covered with a thick grass at that spot. So the men threw themselves down, about 5,000 in number. Jesus took the loaves, and when he had given thanks, he distributed to the disciples, and the disciples to the people sitting on the ground. So also he did with the fish, as much as they wanted. When they had all had enough, he said to his disciples, "Gather up now the fragments, the broken pieces that are left over, so that nothing may be lost and wasted." So accordingly they gathered them up, and they filled 12 small hand baskets with fragments left over by those who had eaten from the 5 barley loaves. When the people saw the miracle that Jesus had performed, they began saying, "Surely and beyond a doubt, this is the prophet who has come into the world." Then Jesus, knowing that they meant to come and seize him, that they might make him king, withdrew again to the hillside by himself alone. When evening came, his disciples went down to the sea, and they took a boat and were going across the sea to Capernaum. It was now dark, and still Jesus had not yet come back to them. Meanwhile, the sea was getting rough and rising high because of a great and violent wind that was blowing. However, when they had rowed 3 or 4 miles, they saw Jesus walking the sea and approaching the boat, and they were terrified. But Jesus said to them, "It is I. Be not afraid." I am. Stop being frightened. Then they were quiet, willing and glad for him to come into the boat. And now the boat went at once to the land they had steered toward, and immediately they reached the shore toward which they had been slowly making their way. And that was John 6, 1 through 21. Now we're going to read Psalm 106, 13 through 31. But they hastily forgot his works. They did not earnestly wait for his plans to develop regarding them, but lusted exceedingly in the wilderness, and tempted and tried to restrain God with their insistent desires in the desert. And he gave them their request, but sent leanness into their souls, and thinned their numbers by disease and death. They envied Moses also in the camp, and Aaron the high priest, the Holy One of the Lord. Therefore the earth opened and swallowed up Dathan, and closed over the company of Abiram. And a fire broke out in their company. The flame burned up the wicked. They made a calf in Horeb, and worshipped a molten image. Thus they exchanged him who was their glory for the image of an ox that eats grass. They traded their honor for the image of a calf. They forgot God their Savior, who had done something great. He had done so many great things in Egypt, and they forgot about what he had done. Wonders and miracles in the land of Ham, dreadful and awesome things at the Red Sea. Therefore he said he would destroy them, and he would have done so, had not Moses, his chosen one, stepped into the breach before him to turn away his threatening wrath. Then they spurned and despised the pleasant and desirable land, Canaan. They believed not his word, neither trusting in, relying on, nor holding to it. But they murmured in their tents, and hearkened not to the voice of the Lord. Therefore he lifted up his hand, as if taking an oath against them, that he would cause them to fall in the wilderness, cast out their descendants among the nations, and scatter them in the lands of the earth. They joined themselves also to the idol Baal of Peor, and ate sacrifices offered to the lifeless gods. Thus they provoked the Lord to anger with their practices, and a plague broke out among them. Then stood up Phinehas the priest, and executed judgment, and so the plague was stayed. And that was credited to him for righteousness, right doing, the right standing with God, to all generations forever. And that was Psalm 106, 13 through 31. And last for today is Proverbs 14, 32 and 33. The wicked is overthrown through his wrongdoing and calamity, but the consistently righteous has hope and confidence even in death. Wisdom rests silently in the mind and heart of him who has understanding, but that which is inward part of self-confident fools is made known. And that was Proverbs 14, 32 and 33. That was today's Bible reading, guys. Again, I'm sorry it was so late, but I'm glad I got it up for you guys. Really glad about that. I hope you guys have I hope you all sleep well tonight, since it's already after 9 o'clock. I know I'll probably, I think I'll be going to bed early tonight. Been staying up really, really late, but I even got up early this morning, but that was because my stomach hurting. But, so I think I'm going to bed early tonight. I don't think I'm going to be up late, guys. But I hope you guys all sleep well, and God willing, I'll see you guys all tomorrow with another Bible reading. Let's bring those souls to Jesus. I love you guys. Bye. Good night.